guys, my name's Sergey with the Tabletop Warlords, and today we're going to be talking about the unmitigated boxing champions of Beyond the Gates of Antares, the Boramite work gangs with heavy tractor maul. This video is going to be specifically about the heavy tractor maul variant of the Boramite work gang. I felt that the two different flavors of work gang were different enough to warrant two separate videos. But before we get into all that, if you guys like this content, go ahead and give this video a like, and if you like the content our channel produces in general, please subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel even further, you can click the affiliate link right beneath this video. It'll bring you to the Warlords store, and anything you purchase there will give us, the Tabletop Warlords, a small commission. But if you want to support the channel in the best possible way, please consider joining our Patreon campaign. Even a $1 pledge goes a really long way in helping us produce these awesome videos. The Boramite work gang with heavy tractor maul is a melee-oriented Boramite infantry unit. This is distinct from Lavamites in that it is a pure infantry unit, so it doesn't have the restrictions that come along with being a mixed infantry beast unit. Most notably, it can go in transports. That flexibility, however, comes at a slightly increased price tag, as this unit is 98 points base. That being said, that's still really low for how awesome this unit is. This unit's stat line is your standard Boramite fare. They have a low agility at 4, a standard accuracy at 5, a high strength at 6, a slightly low res at 6, a slightly low initiative at 6, but a really high command at 9. Their leader has the leader special rule, which allows him to reroll one failed res test, but other than that, these guys are fairly vanilla. But this unit's stat line is not why you take them. You take the work gangs because of their awesome armaments. The heavy tractor maul is one of the most badass melee weapons in the game. It only has a range of 10, but it's always an effective range. It's strike value 3, and it gives you 2 attacks in hand-to-hand combat. This means that on the charge, you're throwing out 15 shots at strike value 3. That's nuts! This makes this unit extremely reliable at deleting entire enemy units when it's charging. But the awesome things about this unit don't end there. It has a ton of awesome upgrades. The first and most important, in my opinion, is that you can give them reflex armor. For only 2 points a model, you can change their crappy res of 6 up to a decent res of 7, which is really important for any unit that's going to be mixing it up in melee. I often consider this unit's base cost 108 points because I almost never run them without the armor. Just like any other infantry unit, you can add up to 3 additional gangers at 17 points apiece. This is useful depending on your situation. I often like to field these units inside a vehicle. This means I want to keep my squads to multiples of 5 so I can fit multiple units in a single vehicle. But if you're below 1,000 points, Boramites don't actually have access to a transport. This means that getting across the field is a little bit harder for these guys, so I can see adding a couple extra models for safety. This unit can also have a borer drone for 15 points. This will allow them to increase their strength in melee and gives them bonus res in certain situations. This unit is usually on the move, which kills this upgrade's ability to give it extra res. And their strength is already so high that I just don't know if you need the extra boost. The next upgrade is a really interesting one. You can add up to 3 Vorpal charges to this unit at 10 points apiece. I could do an entire video just on Vorpal charges themselves, but I'm going to give you a brief overview of this really awesome upgrade. At the beginning of an activation, you may choose to release a Vorpal charge. You then choose a direction and roll 2d6. The Vorpal charge then moves in that direction that many inches. Any individual model that the Vorpal charge's base passes through during its movement must take an agility test. If they fail the agility test, they are immediately treated as if they have failed a res test. This doesn't take armor into account at all, and also affects vehicles. This means that if it passes through 3-guard battlesuits, they're probably all gonna die. Additionally, the Vorpal charges pause where they land and persist into the next turn, where they once again move, damaging anyone they touch. This can sometimes be a double-edged sword because it can move back on you and damage you, but with careful positioning you can mitigate this risk. Remember, you do have to activate this at the beginning of your activation, so you can't move and then activate it. So you have to be in a good position already to activate these charges. A work gang is a good candidate for that because they can charge, win a combat, then consolidate into a good position, and then activate it on the beginning of their next turn. Needless to say, if you charge into an enemy backline, kill a unit, then release a Vorpal charge, you are going to cause havoc. There are endless situations where Vorpal charges are useful, and they're only 10 points, so this is a great place to put leftover points. Boromite work gangs also have access to 2 different flavors of grenade, both of which are 3 points per model. Both of these grenades are hazardous in hand-to-hand, and both of them have a high strike value. The fractal charges are limited in the fact that they can only hit an enemy unit 3 times. The implosion grenades do not have that limit, but are slightly lower strike value. Either way, I don't think this unit really needs grenades. They're already so crazy powerful with their heavy tractor mauls that I would want to put these grenades on a unit that doesn't have that capability, like a gang fighter or something of the sort. The final upgrade this unit can take is a 10-point breaching kit. This is a very, very situational upgrade. A lot of weird narrative scenarios are going to use a lot of buildings and use gates and walls and all that sort of fortification stuff. A breaching kit will make you more potent at destroying buildings, breaking down walls, and leaving landmines. That being said, heavy tractor mauls already have elective breaching. I can tell you from personal experience that just this base unit does a ton of damage to buildings. Because of this, I don't know that this is totally necessary on this unit unless you're going up against something very specific. I'm sure a lot of you have designed really awesome fort scenarios or spaceship scenarios or any sort of scenario where you're going to be busting down a lot of doors, and they can be useful in that situation, particularly if those doors are super fortified. All of these things combine to make this a really awesome and versatile melee unit. That being said, this unit does have some drawbacks. The first of which is its low agility. You're going to be wanting to sprint a lot with them, and you're almost always going to get a pin. But this unit also has high command, so it deals with having pins fairly well. Additionally, most melee units in Beyond the Gates of Antares want to be in a vehicle. Boromites don't have a transport vehicle until 1,000 points, which means that at 500 and 750 points, this unit is a little bit less effective, but becomes extremely effective at 1,000 points and higher. That's not to say that they're bad at 500 points and 750 points, they're just really good at 1,000 points and above. In lower point value games, you might want to take one of these units over another Lavamite squad due to the fact that they can actually capture objectives. It really just depends on the situation. At 1,000 points and above, however, these guys, for me anyway, become an auto include. A hauler with twin mag cannon and 2 of these squads inside of it is a terrifying monster on the battlefield. No army can stand up to this getting in their back line. It's just a berserker rage unit. Additionally, having mag cannon support is awesome. It ensures that even if you have to charge a high-res unit, they'll have a couple pins on them before you have to do so. Overall, I really love this unit. It's a really effective melee unit, and it's just so cool. From a hobby perspective, I love these guys. I particularly enjoy the leader model that has his visor popped up and is smoking a cigar. Nothing says badass like taking a break on an active battlefield to have a smoke. I also love the aesthetic of this unit in general. They all have these really cool kind of welding visors on. It just makes them really intimidating and imposing on the battlefield. Like all Boromites, they have a ton of raised detail, so they're really easy to give a lot of contrast to and to practice some of your edge highlighting techniques. Well, I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you like this unit as much as I do. We'd love to hear in the comment section below how you field these guys and what different combinations of Boromite tactical choices you use at different points levels. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, we'll see you on the tabletop.